Hello, this is Sophie Dawson from sophiedawson. Got to do it with my left hand. I can't click with my left hand. But this is Sophie Dawson from sophiedawson.com, and this is episode, I think it's 66. It's either 65 or 66 of the Sophie Art Podcast, which is a little podcast that I do about the art and things. And this one's going to be a bit different than normal because I just wanted to come down to Saltrum, which is the local sort of woods, and just do a little podcast outside. So there's going to be no main topic or anything. This is probably just going to be a little tiny one. It's just I wanted to talk about, I suppose, the importance of getting outside. But little Dennis is with me. It's just I think I might have to leave him here because he was trying to climb over this barbed wire fence and he's got himself caught on it. So I think I might have to leave him. Little silly Dennis. No, not really. But I was going to do a topic, and then I thought to myself, well, actually I can't be bothered. I would rather just do nothing. But I want to do a podcast, so I'm starting at my little tree friend. I thought what I would do is just walk around Saltrum. So if you watch the video of this podcast on YouTube at youtube.com/Sophie Dawson, you'll be able to see my little tree friend. And well, it's not quite so little. Look how big my tree friend is. It's absolutely huge. It's a massive tree in the middle of Saltrum. And what I love about this tree is one side of it is like it's falling apart. It is like it's falling apart. But then the other side of it is, well, actually it's changed because it used to, I think my tree friend's dying. That's not very nice. It's just all the stuff around here has sort of died. Hope my tree friend's going to be alright. But I'm just going to walk around Saltrum and talk about, because this past month has been pretty, well, it's been amazing. I've done so much stuff, but that's the problem. I've done so much stuff, and it's weird. I wouldn't say I've got burnt out. It's just I needed a little rest. Well, I just needed to get out in nature because I was sitting at home yesterday, and I had to write up the little newsletter which goes out on the 1st of July, and that's the water, if you see on the video. That's one of the benches where I take photos. So there's lots of memories down this place. But I was sitting at home writing, and I was thinking to myself, I really just want to go, I need to go outside. And it's been beautiful this week, but I've been recording videos, I've been writing so much stuff, and just finished the Cats of June art challenge. So it's almost like I've suddenly realised that you can do all these things, but you have to make sure you're getting rest as well, and I've just thrown myself out of balance really. So I've come down to Saltrum, and I thought I either record a little podcast down Saltrum or I don't record one this week. So I'm recording a little one here. There's some people walking up here. They're going to be live on camera. Now you're going to see that I get nervous when I'm around people. Hee. Shall I stop talking? Dennis. Da, da, da. That's quite funny. See, I get really, that's weird, like little green balls of something. When I'm around people, I get very self-conscious, because I would like to have just carried on talking, but I felt like I had to stop. But this actually brings me on to something really fascinating. When you talk about sunglasses in a minute, hopefully I can remember. because I got this little story about a pair of sunglasses, and it's really quite powerful, and I didn't realise how powerful it was until this week when I saw my mum, and she basically said about, well, she said about her sunglasses and exactly the same thing. So, but the thing with nature is, I was inside and I just wanted to get out, and I thought to myself, I can't go out because I've got to do all these things. I was thinking because I still had to record the podcast as well. So I was thinking, I can't go, if I go out into nature, I can't because I've got to record the podcast, I've got to get the newsletter finished, I've got to finish up my Cats of June art challenge thing. And then I started thinking, I'll do it tomorrow. I kept saying I'll go down Saltrum tomorrow. And I ended up realising, yay, they put a new bench here. Oh, super. They took these benches away, but they've replaced them. So it's fantastic, because you can sit here and look over the water. But yeah, I was thinking, I'm going to keep saying I'll do it tomorrow, and then I'll just not end up doing it. So I said, last night I said, right, tomorrow I'm going. And even this morning, because I've got a load of videos I need to edit for YouTube, even this morning I found myself with this massive urge to like edit these videos. So I even did start editing another video, and I said, look, you got to go to Saltrum. So what I realised though was something my Reiki healer said was, she said you always have a choice. So, and that thought just popped into my head, and I thought, right, I'm going now, because I just sort of thought in my head, I can't go to Saltrum because I've got to do this, I've got to do that. And then I realised, no, I have a choice. If I want to go to Saltrum, I can. So I've just decided to go to Saltrum, and all that other stuff will get done. But this is beautiful up here. I could stay here forever. I just love the colours of nature. Greens are, there's something about green, it just feels very energetic. So that's all I wanted to talk about with nature. Is just, I really realised the importance of nature, really getting out. And as soon as I got here, I just felt so much better. I just love trees. But I'm going to tell a little story about these sunglasses, because this is fascinating. So in 2015, I was 35 and I'd never worn sunglasses. I'd always wanted to wear sunglasses, but I'd always thought I can't wear sunglasses because everybody will look at me. So I was really self-conscious about wearing these sunglasses. But this was just as I was starting to think to myself, I need to transition into Sophie. So I knew that one day I had to live and go to work and stuff as Sophie. But at that time I couldn't even go out wearing sunglasses. So like the thought of going to work in a dress, for instance, it was impossible. But what I thought, hang on a minute, let's do a little experiment and see if I can. There's a little thing jumping around over there, a little like rabbit or something. I think it's a little rabbit. Oh no, a little bird. I thought, I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to go outside with these sunglasses on and see if I can do it. So it took me about a week of saying I'm going to wear these sunglasses, and again I kept saying I'll do it tomorrow. And then in the end I just said, right, I'm wearing these flipping sunglasses. And because what I was doing was I was meditating and visualising myself wearing these sunglasses. So I went out, the first time I ever went out with those sunglasses on, I was terrified. But I came back, I wrote about it. Next day I did it again. And what I did was I forced myself to wear these sunglasses to work on my bike, and all I had to do was wear them on my bike. As soon as I got to work, I could take them off. And then what started happening was, I started realising nobody cares. And then that's how it started. And then I started going and actually wearing the sunglasses in work. Then I started walking into town wearing sunglasses, and like now, I can walk, I'm walking around Saltrum, I don't even have to think about wearing sunglasses. It's like, well, it's so normal now that I'd actually forgotten about these sunglasses. But during the week, I saw my mum, and I was wearing these sunglasses, and I don't know who, somebody said, I either said, do you ever wear sunglasses, or I think that's what happened, and she said, no, I can't, because I'm too embarrassed of what people think. And I suddenly thought, wow, I remember when that was me. And I said, I like told her that was me and stuff. And then I just suddenly thought, wow, what if like lots of people are not wearing sunglasses because of the same reason? And what I've thought is, nobody actually cares. I've said that before, but like in your head you think everybody's looking at you wearing these sunglasses or something. But the reality is, I don't think anyone even notices that you're wearing sunglasses. They did with me, because it was quite funny. Not only was I wearing sunglasses, I was wearing these fluorescent pink sunglasses, so I thought, you know, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it. So I was wearing these insane pink sunglasses. It was actually funny, because one time I was in town wearing these sunglasses, and this bloke came up to me with a camera. I think he was a professional photographer, and he said, oh, can I take a photo? He actually took a photo of me wearing these sunglasses, and I just thought, it was things like that. You get home and you think, wow, you know, a few months ago I was terrified of going out wearing sunglasses. Now I'm stood in the middle of town posing wearing sunglasses. And the thing that's really amazing about this is, it's a little tiny thing like that, wearing sunglasses. But then like a few years later, that's turned into something else. And like the next thing after that was going out wearing nail polish on my fingers. So I was still going out as Kevin, but I was wearing nail polish, which looking back now, that is really weird. Or is it? It's not normal. Like, normal, what's normal? It's not, I don't know what it is, it's unique, I suppose. So like looking back now, everything just come and started from those sunglasses. And then when I saw my mum this week, I just thought, wow. And so like I was saying, I think you think everybody's looking at you wearing these sunglasses. I think what's actually happening is, if anyone is looking at you wearing these sunglasses, they're probably thinking, oh, I wish I could wear sunglasses, because they feel like they can't. Or they're looking thinking, I like those sunglasses. Or they're just looking and not thinking anything. Or if they're wearing sunglasses, they might even be looking thinking, oh, I hope I don't look silly with these sunglasses. So like all I think you've got to do really is just do these little experiments, and you can just start it goes back to that thing of like how the mind lies. For some reason, I don't know what it is, like we've got all these little things in our head where we think we're believing all these lies. So I feel like the first thing to do really is just work out what it is you want to do, and try to work backwards, and keep turning it into something smaller until it becomes like something that's scary but not too scary. So like going out with those sunglasses on was scary, but I knew there's a little tiny piece of me that knew that I could do it, because if I went out and it was really uncomfortable, I could always just take the sunglasses off. Whereas like going out with a dress or something, back then when it seemed impossible, it was impossible really, I think. So that's it really, a little story about these sunglasses. Powerful those sunglasses were. And then this is funny, one day, must have been about a year and a half later or something, these sunglasses, they were pink sunglasses, absolutely unique. You would never see another pair like that. However, I did. So what happened was, I searched online for these sunglasses because I thought I want to get another pair of these because they're not going to last forever, and they were also starting to fade, but I couldn't find this pair of sunglasses anywhere. One day, these sunglasses just starting to break, and in the second-hand shop, identical pair of sunglasses. My sister found them. We was walking around town and I picked them up, and then they lasted about another 6 months. And well, this is a nice little way to end this story, because those sunglasses, which have broken, they're now buried with my tree friend. I've buried them by my tree friend with a little letter, because for me, those sunglasses represented the birth of Sophie, really, and sort of like the death of Kevin. And my little tree friend is looking after those glasses now. I wonder if they're still there. One day, like when I'm really old and about to die, I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to see if those sunglasses are still there. That'd be nice. That's basically it, really, a little story about sunglasses. Funny. I was going to pull a topic out of the bag. I've got my gong and everything in my bag, but I just thought, nah, doesn't feel like it today. So that's it really. I have got a little quote. Actually, I've got a few little things to talk about. So 3D Total Publishing, I actually emailed them and asked for a couple of their books, because last week they offered to send me some free books, which I couldn't believe. And like I said, I was really scared, because I thought, I don't know, I think again it was some sort of social anxiety thing, I think. I don't know, I felt like I wasn't worthy of having these free books or something, but I said, look, you've got to say yes. So I said yes and thank you, and I've picked 3 little books, which is Graphite Magazine issue 10. It's actually the final issue of that magazine, which is amazing, that magazine. I've also got Sketching from the Imagination, Monsters and Creatures, or Creatures and Monsters, which is a fantastic book, full of 50 different artists' sketches and stuff of monsters. That is a really good book for just flicking through and getting ideas for creating your own little monsters and stuff. Really inspiring little book. And the other one is an art book by the artist Asia Ladolska or something. I'm not very good at pronouncing names, but 3 absolutely beautiful books. I've done little videos of them, and that's some of the videos that I've been editing this week. But what I've decided to do is I'm going to give those 3 books away on the little newsletter, and I've already repurchased the Graphite magazine, and I've picked up issues 9, 8, 7, I think it was 5 and 4 as well. So I'm going to do little videos of those. Honestly, these magazines are so amazing, and there's a character design quarterly one as well, which is full of like character designs and interviews with artists and stuff. So I'm going to give those away. So if you go onto the website at sophielawson.com / something, not / something, well, just go to sophielawson.com and go to the show notes for this podcast, and I've got a link to the little newsletter where you can sign up and stuff, and I'll be giving those away over the next 3 weeks. There's something I've got to talk about. So, because I've been doing a lot of writing, I've been writing about some of the experiences this past week, because I really want to get my transitioning diary back up and running, because I've neglected it for, I think it's about a year and a half or something. So last weekend, on Saturday, I walked up to the moors, and I was going to do some wild camping, which is what I did last year, and it was beautiful. So it's quite funny because last year I had no expectations. I didn't know anything about, I didn't even know what it was going to be like or anything. I only had my sleeping bag, and it ended up being one of the most amazing days of my life because the sky was so clear, I could see all the stars. It really was so beautiful. So this time I went up there with this expectation of really wanting the same sort of experience, and hilariously it was an absolute, it was just like a series of funny moments. So I got lost in the brambles and the bushes, and I've cut all my leg up. I had to walk down the main road, and there was basically nowhere to walk, so it was just crazy. I set my tent up, I did some sketching, and I had like a little nap. I woke up, the tent was just getting blown to smithereens. It was one of the windiest days for ages, and it was blowing so much the tent was it was like the tent was going to take off. So something inside of me said it's just best to go home. It was really cloudy as well, so I just knew I wasn't going to see anything in the stars in the sky or anything, so I decided to go. But it's now just starting to get dark. I'm on the middle of the moors. I walked in pitch blackness for 12 miles through the woods, and it was one of the creepiest things I have ever done. I had a little like flashlight with me, but I said on one of the episodes a couple of weeks ago about lighting this candle and being scared of the dark. I almost feel like that was the universe saying, look, you've got to get used to the darkness or something. I don't know why, but it was pure darkness, and I had this feeling that something was behind me, like super creepy. Every so often I would look behind me and it was just absolute darkness. It was so scary, but I also felt amazing because I felt like there was this part of me that knew there was nothing to be scared of, but I just couldn't for some reason let go of the fear. But every so often the trees would sort of disappear. You'd have like there's loads of little stone bridges that you walk across because you're quite high up, like up in the trees, and so there's like, it opens up and you can just look so even though it was pitch black, those little bits when you got on the stone bridge, you could see like the tops of the trees and stuff against the sky. That was nice. And it was almost like those were I think it was every 2.5 miles you had like a little stone bridge. It was almost like what I did was, instead of thinking, blimey, I've got to walk 12 miles here, I don't know if I can do it, I just kept saying 2.5 miles you'll be at another stone bridge, because you felt sort of safe on that stone bridge. So all I did really was just focus on getting to the next stone bridge. But then when I came out, there's a little seagull. There's a little seagull on the grass. This was I think it was 2 o'clock in the morning. A little seagull sitting on the grass, and I approached it. I thought that's a bit weird, and I realised that it was, well, I thought it was dead because it just wasn't moving. It was either fast asleep or it was dead or something. But I went up to it and I said hello. It pulled its head out covered in blood. I don't know what happened, but its beak, it put its beak like underneath its little wing, and its wing was covered in blood, and all the blood had gone down its beak. So I had this bag of nuts which I had taken for the camping, which I hadn't eaten. So I started trying to give it some nuts, and I added some water because I had like a couple of big bottles of water. I was trying to work out how to give it some water because I thought it's going to need this water, but I couldn't work out. So what I did was I tried to give it some nuts, and then it was just scared of me, and so it started like hobbling off. It couldn't really move. It was like bouncing off. I was just thinking, I'm trying to help you. There's no way to tell it, so I just had to walk away. And I like started crying because I thought, there's something about that. It's like it was scared of me, but it didn't need to be. It's kind of like me walking through the woods. I was scared, I didn't need to be. That's it really, fear. Fear seems to be one of the main things in this life for some reason. Very weird. That's it, I'm almost back in my tree now. I think that is it for this little podcast. I love the sounds of natures. That's the only thing, you can still hear the rumble of cars. I like the sound of it when you step on a branch or something and it snaps. It's quite exciting, that sound. So I think the next podcast I'll be talking about the Cats of June Art Challenge. I'm now back at my little tree friend and my glasses are buried at the base of that tree, which is quite nice. Sometimes I think, because when I'm walking home, sometimes I just think to myself, what is buried underneath us? Like, we might be walking on top of, we could be walking on top of anything, like buildings and stuff from the past. I often think that, what is actually underneath our feet? That's it, I hope you enjoyed this little podcast. Little Dennis is going to go and do some sunbathing now, because the sun is absolutely boiling. And that's it. This week's inspirational quote goes to Jake Parker, and it sums up my Cats of June experience really, because most of the drawings, paintings and everything that I did, I was aware that it's not the most beautiful of things, but I was just doing my best and I was playing, and it's almost like accepting imperfection. So this week's inspirational quote from Jake Parker is, it doesn't have to be beautiful, it just has to exist. Jake Parker. Nature, that's what it's all about.